Okay then. So, uh, once again, everybody, I hope you're doing great. That's Q&A is the first one in the stage two, if you might be noticed. We already finished the stage one, which is really great, and I hope it was useful, and we're right about to start stage two. Before we start, one important thing is that's the last call for you. Uh, if you haven't scheduled the interview with your mentor, to do it as soon as possible, because this is the last week where you can pass the interview with your mentor. In case if you don't do that, unfortunately, all the students will be expelled if you haven't passed the interview. So please find the time and do it as soon as possible, because mentors could also have busy workload or vacations. So that's why that's the last call, because you have only 1 week left. Okay. Just one more time to remind you that in your communication with your future, or maybe with current mentor, in case if you already passed successfully, the main initiator of the communication between you and your mentor is yourself, because you should be interested in getting the necessary knowledge or the information of looking for help in case if you get stuck with something, as well as scheduling the interview as well, because mentors could have lots of people, and that's quite hard to deal with communication with all of them. So please ensure that you already schedule it. If not, so please contact them as soon as possible. One more thing, that's in case if you don't have any contact details of your mentor, you lost it for some reason, I don't know, uh, please do not hesitate to contact us directly so we could help you to communicate with the mentor. Great. Uh, Regarding the interviews, some of the interview pairs were slightly modified because some of the mentors, unfortunately, they refused to go any further within the course due to having not enough time. That's a call for you to recheck if you haven't passed the interview or schedule it, to check the contact details of your mentor, since it could be changed. Uh, so we could like check who exactly, and maybe whenever the deadline will come till the end. So most probably something will not be changed. We'll ask once again directly to contact the schedule, but please initiate the communication. That's the last call for you. Um, okay, so as for our regular agenda, let's recap the previous week. That's was the last week of the stage one. And as you can see, you should already complete the online zoo task, which ends on the week 4. The intention of this week, the scope of this week was additional functionality, adding JavaScript to your website. Um, so it's supposed to already be submitted and yeah, submitted for the cross check. Since the current one, you need to perform a cross check of the works that were submitted for the online zoo. Yeah, once again, so please look through the requirements listed on the cross-check evaluation criteria, and evaluate the tasks assigned for you for cross-check. Yeah, along with the online zoo, yeah, you're supposed to check the previous weekend as well to pass the test on RS app about CSS Grid. For the current one, like I mentioned, the cross-check, the test on the REST app about inheritance, and one important thing. Since starting from the stage 2, you're supposed to work with your mentors. Uh, our flow for checking for evaluating the tasks will be quite different. So if you get used to cross-checking the other students starting from the current stage, the evaluation slightly going to be changed. So let's review. Starting from the task requirements, this is the inheritance task, which is closely related to the topics that you're given within the modules. In this task, you're supposed to create two classes: int builder for to work with numbers and string builder to work with strings. Yeah, you see that there are a couple of methods that with identical names, but they're working differently. So that's why you need to implement the inheritance. You need firstly to implement a base class that will consist of abstract methods or general methods for everything that could be used in both cases, and create two child classes used in two different ways. You see that the int builder is supposed to be created as ES6 class. So if you just to remind you that the class syntax appeared in only in ES6. Just for you ES6 class. Okay, so the following class is ES6 syntax. But before coming to the following standard, classes were created differently because there wasn't like this kind of syntax. And if you look through the ES6 class, oh sorry, ES5, yeah, you could like find some useful articles, but I believe that's whatever we already attached should be enough. So yeah, you see that the class in ES5. So let me just, I will just try to find a suitable example. Yeah, like this. So this is the example of the ES5. So you see that the class is just a function with introducing. Uh, that's actually will just assign the properties to the context of this function. And whenever we call this function with a new, so it's treated as a class. So to implement the class methods, you use the prototype syntax mentioned right here. So it means that the ES6 class you do as usual. I believe you're already familiar with the syntax. And you need also to implement the stream builder in ES5 way. Why to do so is to get more familiar with prototypal inheritance, which is really important for understanding, and it could be useful for your future interviews since it's one of the most frequently asked questions on the interview. Okay, so that's about the task itself. So how it's going to be evaluated. Um, by default, you're implementing home assignments within your school private repositories. Um, let's say just for instance, maybe we could like do the following, just we could open some of the repositories. Yeah, so this is the example of your school private repository that's contain the following name. To complete the task, you need to create a separate branch for it and a separate directory. So it's not like stated in the task itself, but yeah, uh, um, the main tip here is that creating separate branch with the directories will allow you to open the pull request to the main branch for further evaluation. By creating a separate directory, you ensure that whenever you'll create a new tasks within the single repository, they will not intersect with each other. So that at the end of the course, you'll have uh, quite huge portfolio for you with the tasks you accommodated within the course. So one more time, to complete the task, you need to create a separate branch for it perform implementation according to the task's requirements. Then you raise the PR from the separate branch to the main one, but you don't merge this PR. You just raise the PR. Let's say just for instance, we'll get this repository, and we'll see that what kind of branches we have. Let's say, for example, bookshop, right? So we just create a pull request from our task branch to the base one. Then we can create pull request and leave it open. Well, maybe let's just create this one. You open your pull request, specifying that you completed the task inheritance. And usually we include, in first the tasks, we include like self-evaluation check for the task for you to include into your PRs. But you could just leave the comments about your implementation, about to which places the mentor should pay attention the most. Maybe something is not included. So please state as many details here as possible. And whenever you're ready, you need to assign your mentor into the reviewers so that he will receive the email notification that you raised the PR. And once you're ready, you simply click create pull request. I will just do it for testing purposes. Yeah, your pull request is open, and this link, I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's not needed to submit it on RESA, but I'm not sure. I could be mistaken. Because I usually submit like for the cross check, but I'm not sure whether it's needed to be done for regular tasks, but it's need to be checked. But anyway, the main goal here is to open this pull request before the deadline. Because afterwards, if you make some changes after the deadline, some of the mentors could apply penalties for some of the criterias. That's you making changes after the deadline. So please pay attention also to it. So the task counts as submitted whenever you created the pull request before the deadline. And you share this pull request by assigning here in the reviewer section and sending him a link to the pull request. Mentors will check your tasks and put a score for it, as well as provide pull request comments to your changes, which will help you not to make the same mistakes in the future tasks. So about the deadlines, we agreed that the mentors will have about 2 weeks to check your tasks, but we also try to insist that the check should be performed as soon as possible, because you'll also need to start implementing new tasks. And by giving the timely feedback, you'll ensure that you eliminate the gaps identified by mentors or mistakes from the code base perspective. That will not happen in the future. So just in case we'll close the PR from here. That's just for demonstration purposes. Okay, so I believe that's quite clear for you. Okay, so what else do we have? Task checking process. Okay, so maybe I'm not sure. Okay, so maybe someone else has to add here.
Yeah, one small thing, and guys, pay attention. I had to reorganize several pairs for interview, and please check one more time that your mentor is the same, or probably it was updated. And the final thing, in case you are not able to contact your mentor, for instance, the contacts are invalid or the mentor didn't answer for a long time, please let me know. I will ping the mentor or try to find the reason. That's all.
Yeah, thank you for letting us know. And yeah, one more thing, in case if you forgot what I was mentioning regarding the task submission flow, you could refer to this documentation that will be sent to the Discord announcements right away after I upload the recording. Oh yeah, that was actually my thing. I didn't see the button here since I don't have such permissions. If you see this, like submit reviews about that's mentor sections actually. But here is the flow, like with opening PRs. So in case if you forgot, that's link for your reference. Okay then, so I believe we're done with our end. So as usually, let's ask some topics that you see not quite clear for you. So let's clarify them. Is it clear for you regarding the task submission or how to accommodate the task within stage 2, how to send it to mentor, how to get score for it, about the task itself or previous weeks, anything you wanted to ask? So that's about time to do that. Well, okay. Piotr, please go ahead.
I wanted to ask about the reviewing process because two of my two of the people that I've been performing the review was inactive, not on the list, and I'm asking if the submission should be sent or is it not or is it not needed if they are inactive?
Is there an active? That means that's the expelled. Am I right, Anna?
Yeah. Today I have spelled list of people who didn't complete the tasks. So in case some of the student assigned to you for cross-check, you should do this cross-check. I hope that you remember that according to the rule, you should do 4 cross-checks to get your score. By the way, it's a good opportunity to learn new things from the task of other students.
Okay, Pedro, does it sounds? Did you answer your question fully, or you have something else?
I have not fully understood. I had 4 people. I checked 2 and submitted the scores, and 2 of them was inactive. Should I have done 4, or is it okay that I have not done for inactive students?
Inactive students are already expelled, so no further actions required for them.
Okay. I also wanted to ask if all the tasks for Zoo should have been completed, or does it make you expelled if you have not completed last task or some of them?
Yeah, the last thing was online zoo, so the previous week was for the week 4 scope. So it means that online zoo should already be completed fully, except this fact that this week the week 4 should be in the process of cross-checking. So if yeah, in case of this Q&A, also have participated some mentors. Yeah, so the online zoo is not supposed to be checked by the mentors. So it's the cross-check. Cross-check means that students check other works of the students by using evaluation criteria mentioned in the tasks requirements. So they check in these requirements and put the score in the RS Hub. So the first thing that the mentor should do is to check the inheritance task that's will be completed next week. So pay attention to the deadlines.
So maybe I have not. What I wanted to ask to go to the next stage, is it needed just to pass the interview if I have if I'm still on the list of students?
You mean
I
you
have
don't? Mhm.
I have enough points that I have that I am still on the list, and now the interview I've submitted the request for interview, and now if I pass the interview, it means that I'll go to the next stage.
Yes, exactly. So the main criteria for enrolling into stage 2 is to pass the interview with the mentor. So that's why that's the last call to organize the interview in case if it hasn't been done yet. So and once again, what to do if the mentor does not respond in or it's not possible to arrange the interview is to let us know at earliest convenience so that we could reschedule or rearrange the interviews to pass within the deadline.
Thank you very much. That's the end of
Okay.
my question.
Just to
Yeah.
clarify, Peter, did you contact with your mentor?
I've sent him a message on Discord to ask for clarifications.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
Okay, then anything else you wanted to discuss with us? So in case if everyone is silent, I will take this as no question and everything is clear. So in case of no questions, so let's close today's Q&A and proceed with other activities. So yeah, guys, thanks for your attention. Do not hesitate to contact mentors and highlight and raise the cases in case if you're not able to contact him. Yeah, thanks everyone and have a great day and we'll see you later.
Have a great week. Bye-bye.